Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Got another great video for you guys today. As usual, you guys know the deal on this channel. We must continue to set the record straight, stop the lies, stop the narratives, stop them from rewriting history, bending reality. We must continue to hold the standard. And in this video, we're going to talk about LeBron James and the 40 points last night that he scored against the lowly Brooklyn Nets, the bottom-feeding Nets. And once again, I'm not impressed from LeBron James's 40-point performance last night. Good for him against a nobody team. But that's not important in this video. What we want to talk about and focus on is how, once again, they must always bring up Michael Jordan and compare LeBron James to Michael Jordan whenever he does something like this and make it a big deal. And they don't give you the proper context, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video, because ESPN, they posted something about LeBron James and Michael Jordan being the only players in NBA's history to have multiple 40-point games in a season at age 39 or older. And we're going to talk about it in this video, guys, because we're going to talk about give you the proper context behind the 40-point games that Michael Jordan actually put up. And I want to thank you guys, man, everyone across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel, guys. Much respect to all you guys out there, man. I am truly humbled. And you guys know what to do, man. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, once again, LeBron James scores 40 points against the lowly Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets, who are not in any kind of playoff contention or contender for a play-in spot. What do they have, 27 wins or 28 wins, whatever they have, right? They're nobodies. I think they're the number 19th rated defensive team in the NBA this season. And these are kinds of things I always point to you guys when we talk about LeBron James and the stat pattern that goes on, the load managing, right? He picks and chooses what teams to play against, right? And he always wants to be a front runner when they're beating down some of these crappy teams. This is where LeBron James wants to stay in the game and get his numbers. And I've talked to you guys in the past about how Michael Jordan never did these kinds of things. The great players from the past did not stat pad against the bottom-feeding teams. They wanted to bring their A games and bring it, right, against the quality teams, against the other great players. That's what they got up for. And I told you, these guys would be blowing out these crappy teams and check themselves out of games. But what I want to focus on, guys, is how they compared, or how ESPN compared Michael Jordan and LeBron James as saying they're the only two players in NBA's history to have multiple 40-point games in a season at age 39 or older. So as we all know, we're talking about Wizards Michael Jordan at this point, his final season on the Washington Wizards when he was 39, 40 years old, right? He turned 40 years old during that season. And during that season, Michael Jordan had 3 games of 40 or more points. LeBron James has had 2 games now this season after turning 39 years old that he's had 40 points. But when we focus on those actual performances of Michael Jordan versus LeBron James, once again, this is where we have to put the context. And this is where Michael Jordan, once again, shines versus LeBron James in this regard. Those games, or these past 2 games that LeBron James has scored these 40 points, has not been against quality opponents like that, not against the top teams like that. I believe he had one against OKC, who I believe is I don't know if they're even a top 10 defensive team or not. But we all know that the Brooklyn Nets are nowhere near one of the top defensive teams. Once again, I told you guys, I believe they're rated like number 19 in the league. And once again, this was a game where the Lakers were essentially blowing out the Nets all game long, guys. It was LeBron James front running, shooting these wide open 3-pointers. No doubt about it. I've told you guys before, the sun shines for LeBron James every once in a while. He'll have these games where he catches fire, right? He gets hot, and he just steps into a lot of these threes because, once again, there's no defense being played on LeBron James out there on the perimeter for the most part when you watch and you look at the shots he was shooting. But when we focus on, once again, the quality opponents that he's playing against, and then we look at the quality opponents that Michael Jordan was playing against when he scored his 40 points for the Washington Wizards that final season, and we compare these things, and we look at the details. Michael Jordan, I believe, had 3 games, all right, of 40 or more points, guys, in that final season. I believe one was against the Indiana Pacers, and I believe one was against the Hornets, the Charlotte Hornets, and I believe one was against the New Jersey Nets, right? So the Charlotte Hornets, I believe, were a number 9 defensive team, I believe, in the league, and I believe the Indiana Pacers were the number 5 defensive team in the league that year. And the New Jersey Nets were the number 1 defensive team, guys, in the league that year. The number 1 defensive team. So when you look at that and you look at the teams that Michael Jordan was scoring the 40 points against, once again, the Washington Wizards were not a quality team like the Los Angeles Lakers are. Michael Jordan did not have the supporting cast that LeBron James has out there around him. He doesn't have an Anthony Davis there with him. He doesn't have some of these other role players around him that he had on the Wizards that LeBron James has on the Lakers, right? The Wizards were not contenders coming into the season like the Lakers were. But yet still, Michael Jordan always seemed to bring his A game against the quality opponents, the better players. That Indiana Pacers team was a quality team, if you guys remember. With guys like Jermaine O'Neal and Metta World Peace and Reggie Miller were still on there, right? You had some quality players on that team. And then you think about, like I said, the New Jersey Nets, who were the number one defensive team. That was, I believe, the last game that Michael Jordan had 40 points or more that season. And shout out to my man Too Raw for Sports, because I saw a video that he did earlier, man, and he was talking about this stuff. The teams that Michael Jordan was scoring these points against, these were quality opponents. And all of these games were like 3 or 4 point wins. I believe the Nets win was a 3-point win where Michael Jordan had 40 plus. The Indiana Pacers win, the Charlotte win, these were all close games. This wasn't the Wizards blowing teams out and Michael Jordan was in there scoring 40 points. This, once again, was against the number one defensive team, the New Jersey Nets, who would go on to the NBA Finals for their second straight season. They were one of the top teams in the league and the top team in the Eastern Conference. These are the teams that Michael Jordan was scoring the 40 points against. Meanwhile, LeBron James scores 40 points against the Brooklyn Nets, the number 19th rated defensive team in the league, who has 29 wins, who's not even making the play-in. Once again, the Lakers were up by like 20 points in this game. The entire game, essentially. I believe they started the game 15-0. I told you guys, LeBron James is a front runner. This is what you do. You stat pad when you're front running. You're out there feeling good. But just the other game, they couldn't beat the Indiana Pacers, and they looked terrible. Once again, the inconsistency. See what I'm saying? You score 16 points one game, then you score 40 the next. Out there chucking up threes, just stepping into threes. No defense. LeBron James not playing any defense, so he gets to rest on defense for his offense. Michael Jordan was playing both sides of the ball, guys, scoring 40 points at 39, 40 years old that season. Once again, this is the context that ESPN won't give you when they post that. Oh, LeBron James and Michael Jordan, right? Both scoring at multiple 40-point games at 39 or older. But they won't tell you that Michael Jordan was playing both sides of the ball that season. He was averaging 37 minutes a game, playing defense, giving the effort, not standing around with his hands on his hips, letting his teammates cover for him. He was out there hustling. He played 82 games that season. LeBron James hasn't sniffed 82 games this season. Hasn't sniffed 82 games in a long time. Only done it one time in his career. Michael Jordan did at 39, 40 years old on bad knees. Once again, Gilbert Arenas wants to tell you he was on steroids, but LeBron James not on steroids? LeBron James is not. He won't talk about those things. ESPN won't mention those things. They'll just talk about him and Michael Jordan, multiple 40-point games. Michael Jordan was out there doing that off of heart, hustle, grit. Like I told you, the veteran savvy, the skills, the fundamentals that he developed over the years, his game. That's how he was able to be effective at that level. LeBron James is still getting away with using his athleticism, his physical status over other players, pushing guys around, traveling with the ball, carrying the ball, scoring 40 points. Not impressed. Michael Jordan was out there doing it off of assortment and a variety of skills, on a variety of moves. Like I said, playing both sides, 82 games, guys, 37 minutes a game. Showing the heart, the grit, not walking off the court early, ducking opponents. He was out there battling against all the young dogs, all the Tracy McGrays, the Kobe Bryants, the Vince Carters, the Latrell Sprewells, the Ray Allens. He was going against everybody out there, man. He didn't duck any of those guys. You guys know the deal, man. Once again, I'm not impressed with 40 points, man. I wasn't even going to do a video about this. The only reason I did is when I saw ESPN post that nonsense. They must always bring up Michael Jordan. They always have to bring see, and people, oh, you guys always make videos about LeBron James. No, ESPN and all these other networks must always bring up Michael Jordan, and they always try to compare him to LeBron James when it's not the same. The comparison's not the same. When Michael Jordan's playing 82 games on both sides of the ball, not resting on defense for offense to get his points, doing it against a tougher competition, the New Jersey Nets, the Indiana Pacers. They were both top 5 teams on the defense that season. New Jersey was number 1. The Pacers were number 5. The Brooklyn Nets at 19. Get out of here. Stat pad at the end of that game. It's laughable, guys. It's not the same, man. It's no knock on LeBron James. These are the facts, man. It's not the same. Once again, LeBron James ain't playing both sides like Michael Jordan. Not for 82, not for 37 minutes a game, not giving the effort, not showing the leadership. Like I said, he ain't flopping around, walking off the court. LeBron James, the first player in the NBA to be given a technical foul for flopping. That was LeBron James. Michael Jordan wasn't doing that. LeBron James the one load managing, ducking out against certain teams. Michael Jordan wasn't doing that at 39, 40 years old. But ESPN won't tell you that stuff. So tired of this nonsense, man. Michael Jordan was out here doing his thing, man, representing. LeBron James ain't doing that. It ain't the same, guys. You know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.